So if you've been frequenting the Spawncast, or I think I've even said it in some videos, that Nintendo was still had some stuff to show in 2018, and there was one game I kind of talked about. I think I even said it was a port at one point, but there was one game I was talking about that I wasn't sure how gamers were going to react to it. I had a feeling it was still going to do well. I remember saying it was still going to probably sell well, but I didn't know how well it would go over, especially because we saw what happened with Donkey Kong when that came over. There was some internet backlash, but then it sold 1.4 million copies pretty quickly, so it still sold well, which probably had a lot to do with the casual market who maybe wasn't into the Wii U picking it up. And finally, the one game I was talking about that I'm pretty confident, or at least mostly confident, is coming this year is out there. Liam Robertson wrote up a full article about it, a full report. You can go check it out. The link is in the description if you want to read through it further, detailing that the next Wii U port, I don't know if it's going to be the last one either. I guess they're kind of running out of games to pick from, but the next Wii U port, it appears to be New Super Mario Bros. U. So, of course, this was the Wii U 2D Super Mario game that was kind of pulled from New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii, pretty much a continuation of that. Put it on the Wii U back in 2012. It then saw a Luigi U, the standalone campaign, and then they packaged it all together. That appears to be coming over to the Switch, and it's one that I expect to be a part of that fall direct that we keep kind of talking about that's coming up. That it looks to be a game that's going to be there and be detailed. There are still some things we're missing, but I was curious as to how gamers would react to this, as I know there are going to be people who are going to be kind of annoyed. Oh, more Wii U ports. I have Wii U, and I get where you're coming from because you've probably already bought and played these games, but they're not really for you. The only reason I would be kind of frustrated with this situation is if this is one of their big announcements for their fall Nintendo Direct. I think then that would be kind of an issue. But right now we're not sure what their full lineup is, but it does look like they're going to show this game off. And the title that I was hearing, that it looks like Liam was hearing as well, is that they were going to throw the Deluxe subtitle in, much like they did with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. They would probably, I feel like they would take that U off because that signifies the Wii U, and they would do like New Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which, as Liam pointed out, is a callback to like the Game Boy Color, if you remember Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, which was really cool because it brought it over to the Game Boy Color, and it looked really cool on there, on that system, and then when the SP came out, it looked even better there. But I see this as a game that makes sense from a business standpoint, but I understand why gamers won't be too happy. They'll be kind of frustrated with it. If you didn't have a Wii U, it's a great game. Yeah, and it's going to be interesting when the pricing comes out too, because knowing Nintendo, I think they'll want a full $60 for this, and it's going to depend on what they pack in. I think you'll see Luigi U packed in, you'll see New Super Mario Bros. U packed in, and then it looks like they're going to have some sort of new content that they're going to put in there as well, and that could be a very packed game for someone who's never played the game before, and if you have, or you already have it on your Wii U, you'll probably, actually you might actually buy it, but you might just move on from it, much like people did from Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. They didn't want it, so they moved on, but it still sold really well. And what's interesting about this game is it still sold well on the Wii U despite the low install base. It still sold 5.77 million units. In fact, it's the third best selling game, and it's barely behind that second place, which was Mario 3D World. It's like by margin of error. It's basically second place with it. And then of course their best selling game moved over to the Switch, and that's Mario Kart 8. And despite it selling nearly 9 million copies on the Wii U, it's sold over 10 million on the Switch. So they're just looking down that line. I don't know why they didn't grab 3D World. I think that would have been more interesting. I think people would have responded to that better because I feel like a lot of people are New Super Mario Bros. Out at this point. But it makes sense, and it's going to come over, and it's still going to sell well. Like, I actually think it'll probably outsell its Wii U counterpart because it's 2D Mario, and if they can get it out in time for this holiday and have it as a new release, it'll definitely outsell that version. So if we're thinking it's going to have a $6 price with all of that content and then some exclusive or extra stuff built in, when would it even come out? Because I kind of look at the calendar, and I don't think this is a game that has to compete with Red Dead or Call of Duty or Battlefield or any of that stuff, because I think this is going to be more of a long-term selling game for Nintendo. I don't think they really care when it comes out, as long as it doesn't conflict too much with their other IPs like a Pokemon or a Smash. Smash isn't really going to get in the way of anything because it's coming out as late as possible in their release schedule. See, coming out like in the first week of December, that first week is like the back end. That's coming out at like the last possible time that it can in 2018 because you, of course, want to have that push towards the holiday, make sure you have stock, make sure the marketing's in place. That's why a lot of games will usually release in October, November, just to make sure you're ready to go in December when everyone starts throwing money around. I think they could get this out in October, like third week of October. I know Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Red Dead are in there, but again, this is not geared towards those people. This is geared towards a casual market that likes Mario, even some big gamers who like Mario, and it's going to be set up as a game that's going to sell for a while, much like Mario Kart, much like a Zelda, much like Mario Odyssey. This is a game that they'll probably continue to push for the next couple years until another Mario game inevitably drops. So I guess get ready for new Super Mario Bros. Deluxe or new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. I don't know why you leave the U in there. Just take that out. It's not the Wii U anymore. Get ready for that. I believe it's coming 2018, so I'm thinking an October release, somewhere in there. And let's just assume $60 at this point because they did it with Donkey Kong. I don't know why they wouldn't do it with a more popular IP with arguably more content. Still a side-scrolling game and everything. So that's kind of where I am with that right now. Let me know what you guys think about this situation. I still have it tagged as rumor wave because it's technically not confirmed by Nintendo, but everyone's pretty much been talking about it behind the scenes and everything. So it seems more than likely at this point. And with Liam putting a spotlight on it today, even more people are becoming aware of it. So look out for that in the direct, but let me know what you guys think about this whole thing down below. Would you be interested in new Super Mario Bros. U essentially getting ported to the Switch with extra features and all the old content kind of packed in? Because maybe you missed the Wii U. If you didn't have a Wii U, you might actually be excited for this, to be honest, because it's a good game. It's just a lot of people didn't own a Wii U. So if you have a Switch now, I mean, there's 20 million or so people who have a Switch right now. That means that there is about 6.5 million people who definitely didn't have a Wii U, and then I'm sure not everyone from the Wii U graduated essentially to the Switch. So it's probably half and half. There's probably 10 million people who didn't have a Wii U at all. So I get it. You would probably be excited for this announcement, and hopefully it's not a big cornerstone part of their direct, because that would be frustrating, and I would understand that. People want newer games. So there you go. But let me know what you think about this situation down below, and if you'd be interested in a new Super Mario Bros. U port to the Switch with extra features and content. Make sure you guys liked the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, and I'll see you guys in the next video.